Everybody, welcome back to the Pursuing Excellence podcast. I'm your host, Jane Gay, here today with my good friend, Jamar Root, host of the Root of Everything podcast. Jamar, thank you for joining us here. We love having you on.
For sure, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yep, no problem, bro.
Excited.
So before we get into everything, man, Jamar, how you been, man? How things going with you?
Well, I think since the last time we talked, I graduated from college.
Okay.
And so I graduated from Temple University. Big achievement for me. Actually was working in DC for a little bit afterwards. Now I'm back in Dallas. Going for my dreams, man. Actually had my first speaking gig a couple weeks ago. Started my speaking business and continuing to grow with everything and continue to try new things out. So it's a very exciting time for me right now.
Good deal, man. Good deal. That's what's up, man. So what I want to get into today, man, is very important topic here in the world, and I think something that we continue to struggle with, man. It's just vibrating to a higher level, man. And I think it's very critical that the energy around you, man, is important because it can really affect you. It can affect your day. It can affect how you move about things. So I think it's really important to surround yourself with people and things that just give off good energy, man, good vibes. You walk into a room, man, like you're going to get the feeling that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be here, maybe I should be here, right? Those type of things. But, and so just give me your thoughts on that, man, and what do you think about that?
I'm big on it, and I make a lot of decisions off of straight vibes. Because I'm always wanting to be in the best place for me to grow as a person, for me to feel like I can be my best version of myself, my authentic version of myself. And I'm always watching those things, and it's all about self-awareness. One setting could be the perfect setting for somebody else, while it may be the worst setting for you. And so I'm constantly, analyzing. I'm not sitting here looking at people and like doing a data analysis over everything, yeah. But I'm always thinking about, okay, is this what's going to allow me to be the best I can be? And also understanding and being aware and reflecting on other times when I'm in similar situations. I understand there's certain situations that I just will not put myself into anymore because I knew how I felt when I was in it the last time. So I'm like, I don't look at it as any experiences as a bad experience, everything I'm learning. But if you continue to do something over and over again and understand what's going to happen, you don't try to change it, then that's kind of on you. And so when I go into certain situations and I understand how it went last time when I did it this way, I'm going to change it if it didn't work out for me. And so I'm very big on, especially in this next chapter of my life, I'm always, okay, what's going to put me in the best position? So like for me, I had a job in DC. I was loving DC in certain ways and wasn't liking it in certain ways. I understood, what do I want for this next chapter of my life? And I understood I had to do certain things, had to be in certain settings that will allow me to fulfill the amount of growth that I wanted to feel. And that's why I'm here right now. I'm going about the things I am because I had to put myself in a situation, in a setting that will allow me to be in a place where I could grow into the best version of myself.
Yeah. And it's just, just finding the place that's best for you, and I think we tend to, always try to follow the flow of the world, mm-hmm. right? Just trying to, go with the flow and just, again, we mentioned before on here in this podcast, conformity, and that plays a big role in that, but you have to not conform, and I talk about this all the time, people like, I'm not like everybody else, like I'm 19 years old, man, but you see, a lot of dudes my age, a lot of people my age aren't doing what I'm doing right now. They don't think like I think, and so I don't find myself just, hanging around, just, doing this or that, just conforming to what, the norm is, right? It's like, and it's weird, man. It's like, you're considered abnormal if you don't do these certain things or act this certain way and all this stuff. And it's crazy to me, like, I mean, you have to vibrate to a higher level to where, you're around people that are going to help you make you successful in life, man, and just, good vibes and good energy, man, and if they're not, then you have to remove yourself from that situation. I mean, even if it's, I think distractions can play a part in this as well. Even girls can be a distraction, right? So it's like, and it's something that you just have to be mindful of and, and take part in that. So, yeah, most definitely, man.
For sure. I would say, and it's, everybody's different, you know what I mean? And there truly is, I like to say, there really is no normal except for not being normal. Everybody's weird in their own way. And so while there may be this one thing that it seems like everybody's doing, They may not be doing that in a year. They may be doing what you're doing right now. Everybody has their own timing. Everybody has their own thought process, their own wants and needs, their own things that they need to be successful in whatever it may be. And so for me, I'm never really in the mode of like, they're doing this and I'm doing this. No, I'm just doing what I know I'm meant to do. People are on this earth for different reasons. And it's never bad to enjoy the moment, to enjoy your youth, to do certain things. But if you just genuinely don't like something that some other people or the majority like to do, then it's just meant for you not to be with those people in this point in time. There could be another moment in time where y'all are on the same accord. You know what I mean? But we have to start realizing that what makes you special is what makes you different. You have to understand that, if you're constantly trying to fit in, you're sacrificing what actually makes you special. So instead of always saying, oh, I'm not fitting in, realize that's your biggest superpower and start to embrace it.
Exactly. That your uniqueness is your superpower, right? Everybody, like you said, man, everybody's on this earth for a different reason, for a different purpose. Key word here, purpose. Not just the reason, but a purpose. And we may not all know what that is right now. Some people think they do. To be honest with you, I think you truly won't know, until God shows you. But everybody's here for a different purpose, man. It's just a matter of finding that and then just, working to achieve what you're being called to do in life, and it's different for everybody, so I think it's key just to, again, focus on yourself, and then put yourself in a situation where you won't be endangered your aspirations won't be endangered, because you have to always I always say this, man, every day is an opportunity to get better and improve each and every day. The days that you're not doing something productive, that's the day you've lost, right? Because time is so important. Life is so short, so time is of the essence. And so it's very critical that you're spending every minute trying to improve in life, in whatever facet that might be. Everybody's different. Like I said, man, we have to understand as people that we're all different, and that's what makes us special. Where everybody's special in their own light. We all have different talents, and it's our talents that we should be using to make this world a better place. So that's just my whole take on it. But moving on to a different little light, still within the vibration level. Talk about, man, how to distinguish between love, but at the same time, knowing exactly what is best for you, how to fight between those two, what I'm saying, those two different conflicting things right there.
When you're saying love, what are you alluding to in terms of?
I mean, it could be anything, love of with a person, or of any different aspect, man. But then at the same time, you're not sure if what I'm saying, you're not sure if that's going to help you moving down the right path continuously, so how just to distinguish between the two, because it can be a tough battle.
Give me an example, if you could.
I guess
that question ain't coming from nowhere either. Well, give me an example.
I mean, just say, whether it's a person, it could be, like I say, it could be a person. Say you say somebody is in love with a person, right? Or and it's so strong, but at the same time, they're trying to achieve a certain thing in life, but just having to fight that battle, man. What were some important things within that conflict right there?
Yeah, man. I've definitely dealt with that. I think true love and whatever that is, that person, with something you do, whatever it may be, if it's true love, it's meant to be. And so you don't really have to worry about that. And, I like to always say, if I can't control it, then I'm not going to worry about it. And you can't control how somebody else feels. You can't control really opportunities come to you, but you always have to put yourself first, because if you don't love yourself first, then you're not going to be able to love whatever that thing is, whether that's a person or not. And so I'm always looking at, what can I do to get closer to where I want to be? What can I do? I'm always taking a step forward, but I'm never sacrificing family or people I love if I can. And so I'm never going to sacrifice time with my mom, my dad, my, whatever it may be. Those are always going to be priorities. I think it's always it's hard to make decisions when you ain't set out your priorities. A lot of people are saying, well, I could go here and I go here. the minus is this, and then the minus is this, and the plus is this. Just write down what's more important to you, and then the decision becomes a lot more easier. And I know that's a very blunt way to put it, but you got to, and it's hard because love is something you can't even measure. And so to say somebody is more important to somebody, but if it's something you can't control, then you have to stop worrying about it. Especially, and I've dealt with it with people I've loved, like never loved, like somebody I can't even describe the love I have, but I had to let go. Because at the end of the day, if you can't control it, then it's not for you to really put your mind to it. You have to let that thing just come to you. But if you know something is meant for you, like if you know you're gonna regret not going for it, then you gotta go for whatever that thing is, because it's constantly gonna eat at you. And so I'm forever gonna be taking the decision that allows me to chase whatever dream, whatever growth, whatever I know is meant for me. But if it's love, that's all, like we can always make that work, because guess what? It's meant to be. It doesn't matter the situation. You know, these days we got Zoom, we got FaceTime, whatever it may be, you can make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say I'm never gonna sacrifice family, but if I get a call to go somewhere to do what I'm meant to do, I'm gonna go. But guess what? I'm still calling my dad, my mom, my sister, you know, whoever that may be. So I think, you know, it's about always understanding true love is meant to be. That's, I believe, for me, whatever that may be. And I just think, you know, and this is me, this is spiritually me, this is not everybody, but like God got the plan. Like, he already got the plan set out. You know what I mean? I need to stop trying to make the plan when he already know what he's doing for me. And so I'm just gonna do what I can control and let the rest pan out. That's my perspective.
Yeah, yeah, and you made a good point there, man. Setting your priorities, man. Knowing what's important, and like you said, it's hard, you know. But you know, and you know, the point you alluded to right there. If it's true love, then you know it's meant to be, right? You know, and that's the thing, and it becomes an issue with humans, you know, it's because we're not perfect, man. You know, we make mistakes, you know, but we have to be able to realize, again, just put out what's important and surround ourselves with the things, again, that's going to help us elevate to the next level where we're trying to get, right? You know, and that's just the big thing with me, you know, and I think it's, you know, trusting in God, you know, knowing he's got a path set for you, you know, and just remaining patient. You know, it's hard, man. It's hard to be patient, you know, but waiting, you know, and sometimes in the old phrase, good things come to those who wait. It's true.
And
Very
it's,
true.
you know, a lot of times we're always worried about what we don't have and forget about what we do have. If you're constantly thinking about what you don't have, you'll never actually have anything, because you're not valuing what you have right now. You know, and the moment you get whatever you're saying you want, all the stuff that you had before, you're gonna be like, dang it, I need that too. There's constantly gonna be something you don't have. There's constantly gonna be a hole in your life. But the only way to fill it is to just love what you have right now. And that's something I've like, the destination is always in the journey. And so if you're constantly looking at the result, you'll never be fulfilled, because there will constantly be another flag, another checker flag you want to hit. You know, I've been deep into just presence, man. Like, you gotta really just be taking in every single moment, because life is so precious, and you never know when you're gonna get that call. You never know when that thing that you truly love ain't there anymore. You never know when just breathing air isn't gonna be a thing anymore for you, you know? And so I take in every single moment as much as I can. Just be present, because there's always something you don't have. And just as something there's something you don't have, there's somebody that would beg for the things that you have right now. And so it's just like the best thing you can ever do in this life, really, truly, is to practice gratitude as much as possible, because that's the key, really. Like, when you learn how to be grateful for everything and always seeing the perspective of like, yo, I got it good. There's always a way to see it that you got it good. I don't care what situation you're in. There's always a way to be like, you know what? I got this though. You know what I mean? And if you can, I don't care where you are. If you're listening to this right now, you breathing in air through that nose of your mouth right now. That's something to be thankful for. You know, if you can always have the perspective of gratitude, you always win it.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff right there, man. You know, gratitude, you know, being thankful for what we have. And again, it's always easy to look ahead and, you know, to be, you know, to covet, right. And to cover what other people have, or what, you know, different situations. But I think it's important, you know, just, you know, for a moment to step back and like just put yourself into the perspective that, you know, this is where I'm at right now in my life. Things could be much worse, just as much as they could probably be much better. But at the end of the day, you have to continue to do the things each and every day to make sure that you're improving each and every day to achieve what you're trying to achieve in life. That's important. Just staying on that path, right? I think it's, no matter what spiritual beliefs are, any of this thing, to anybody listening, but you have to always stay on some type of alignment, man, some type of path, and because once you do that, that you're heading somewhere. But then once you veer off, you get distracted by these worldly things, these material items, or maybe people, or whatever the case may be, then it could take you down a journey where you don't want to go, and you're getting off track. You're getting lost in the woods, as I like to put it. You don't want to get lost in the woods. You want to stay on that trail, and it's a long trek, but at the end of the day, it's all going to be worth it.
Yep, I agree.
So I mean, I always think, man, you just have to keep moving, man. Keep moving and keep moving and keep moving, and eventually we're going to reach where we're trying to get in life, and that's.
And
Oh yeah, go ahead.
and I'll say like while stay on that path, but sometimes the woods is a part of the path, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
of course.
I think we talk about, obviously I wish things could be better, but sometimes when I'm in that sticky situation, I'm like, I don't know. Those are the key moments that actually allow me to become who I'm trying to become. We always look at, this dream we're thinking of, but we forget about the process of getting to that dream. And honestly, any big dream is going to take big struggle. And so sometimes I'm constantly embracing hard moments. Like today, I was speaking in front of some students, and I got a little nervous, but then it's like, that's good. That means I'm going to grow out of this. Every single moment I'm faced with adversity, I'm like, oh, shoot, there's an opportunity to grow. Every single morning I take a cold shower, not because I like cold showers, but because it's another opportunity to train my mind to be uncomfortable, because that's where I get to grow. And I think when you get to a point in life where you start to understand, like, yo, the struggle is an opportunity for me. The woods is an opportunity for me. If it was always clean sledding, you'd be the same person you were last year. You know what I mean? So all those things you struggled with, while in the moment it feels like they're awful, it gives you the greatest perspective and growth on the other side. So you just got to be thankful for all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I like to say fail forward. I mean, our failures make us stronger, right? The adversity, they make us stronger. God puts you in situations to grow you, I mean, you don't just experience certain things for no reason, man. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason for happening. That's why I believe, and I mean, yeah, you want everything to be all peachy clean and to have a nice smooth sledding, right? To where you're trying to get, but that's just not life. That's not realistic, because it's not life. Life, you're going to have your bumps, your bruises, but it's a matter of how do you get through them? How do you get up and attack, the next moment? Are you going to regress, or are you going to get better? Hey, I'm going to learn from this, and, I'm going to learn from this mistake and move forward, right? I think it's just a matter of not sitting bogged down in that one place, man. Just continuing to improve and learn from our mistakes, man. Mistakes, we tend to think that they define us, but they don't.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. They just give us opportunity. So, I mean, mistakes are just learning. Everything is a learning opportunity for me. Like, I mean, technically, you're the only one who defines you. You know what I mean? I think perspective is everything. I think, you become whatever you want to become, and mistakes, failures, whatever you want to call it, is all perspective. You can see a failure as the defining moment of your life, or you can see it as the moment you decided to do something else, or the moment you decided that you're going to learn from it. Everything in this world is perspective. And so, you take it however you want it, but that's going to allow you to become whoever you're going to become. The decision you make after the mistake, the failure, whatever it may be.
Right. Yeah. Not about how you start, how you finish, and again, just still, and that's a very common phrase we hear a lot, but then I like to mention, okay, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, but it's about also how you're moving along in the race as well, because the race isn't going to be easy. You're going to get tired, you're going to get exhausted, right? Are you going to keep pushing and trekking towards that finish line, right? That's the key. And and just Man, every day is a grind, man. And every, like I said, opportunities, man. We are given opportunities each and every day in life. Sometimes we don't see it right away, but we are given opportunities all the time. And it's just a matter of, again, perspective. What do you make out of that? Are you going to say, oh man, I got to go to work today. I got to go to college today, or whatever the case may be. Or you're going to use it. Hey, you know what? I'm going to get better today. I'm going to go to work and I'm going to continue to, be the best employee that I can be, or be the best student that I can be, or, whatever that situation might be. But, at the end of the day, it's just how you put things into perspective and how you look at each day as a, our opportunity to grow, or just, you're just here, right? Mentality, man, is so important, man. Talk about that for a second, bro. Like, how
Yeah.
critical is your mentality?
Yeah, man, it's self thought, and how you think about yourself and how you go about things is everything. It can change your entire performance. Like today I could just be like, oh, I'm not that good of a speaker, or I'm not. You really are what you believe in, and what you think about yourself and think about what you're doing. When you have a mentality of, I'm prepared, even if I'm like, mentality is everything because your mind is so powerful. I think we sleep on the power of our mind. Like my mind can get me to do some stuff I never thought I could do. Your mind can create ideas that have never been seen before. We're on this Zoom call. Who would have thought that we'd be here talk like all these inventions come from somebody's mind, but they had to have the mentality of, I think I can do it, even though everybody else thinks I can't do it. And so mentality is everything. It really is about like your mentality and your attitude goes hand in hand. And so when you have a mentality about something, it allows you to also be disciplined, because it allows you not to change based off the situation. You could believe in yourself all you want right after a win, but is your mentality set so you're always believing even when it's not so easy to believe in yourself? And so I think your mentality is important in all areas of your life, because it's easy to be, happy in certain situations. It's easy to be a lot of things in certain situations, but can you do it on the flip side? And I think your mentality can allow you to be consistent with that discipline and when whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, it's important. You use the analogy of a win. Yeah, everybody can, you know, be happy after a win, or hey, but are you gonna have that mindset, that mentality that what, I'm gonna get back to work so that we're
Hmm.
gonna win again. That's just that, man. It's crazy how the human mind operates. And how powerful, again, how powerful it is. Like you mentioned, I mean, it can really change the way you view things, the way you see life. And just a matter of, again, the energy that you surround yourself around, and that can also affect it. But at the same time, it's important to to lock in and focus, remain disciplined, and keep that mentality where it might be, just throughout all situations, man. Just having the idea that, hey, you know what, I'm going to use this, I'm going to get better, I'm going to keep improving, I'm not going to stay stagnant. I mean, so the mind is the most powerful weapon, I believe, in
Sure.
the world, and we don't use it enough.
Well, yeah, I don't think as human beings we've even tapped into like 50% of our mind. I honestly believe there's still so much we can do that we just don't know. I think every decade, every 100 years, we surprise ourselves with new technology, new way of doing things. I don't even think we've tapped into our full capabilities. It's just a matter of time, matter of people believing big enough. I mean, that's why I go for everything, because it's like the limits we set are like our only limits are the ones we set for ourselves. And so it's like if you continue to press it and to see how far you can go, even if you don't reach where you wanted to go, you probably got further than whatever previous limits you had for yourself. And so it's just so important never to really like limit yourself in any way. And I mean in any way. If you have any dream of something, it was for a reason. And so yeah, I think the human mind is something we have to continue to develop and to try to believe in, because there's still so many more possibilities.
Yeah, there's so many more, limitless. I mean, intuition is
Hmm.
important. I mean, your brain's going to tell you, not to go touch some fire, right? You're going to listen,
Yeah.
and it's just things, little things like that, man, and it goes so much deeper. But, sometimes it could be the smallest things, right? And just actually processing and critically thinking, your way through things, but on the opposite side, it can also, your mind can limit you, if you let
Hmm.
things cloud your judgment and cloud your way of thinking. So it's important
That's
to
right.
find that balance in that middle line to know, to control your take back control of your mind, of your mentality, and just leading the way, into what you're trying to aspire for. So,
For sure.
but yeah, man. Before we get off the podcast, bro, any last thoughts, man? Any words of wisdom to the people out there? Anybody? I mean, what last thoughts before we get off?
Yeah, to one of your last points, on the flip side, I think it's important like to know like anybody out there that mental health is real. And so I think like that flips like for me, somebody who's so creative and so like, man, I can have my moments where on the flip, my mind is doing the opposite in terms of how far it's positive. It can be so far negative, and I can have my moments. And it's important to know like you're gonna be okay. Now it's important to know that you're here on this earth for a reason. It's important to know that you're not alone in whatever you're going through. And if you can get through this, you'll be able to help somebody else out. There's so many things that I've been through in my life that I didn't know if I could make it out of, to be honest with you. And every day I'm here, I'm walking on this earth, there's some other purpose for me. And it's okay to not even know what your purpose is. Like I don't think anybody ever fully knows their purpose. I think I know part of it, but I'll never fully know my purpose, not the totality of it. It's so important to walk into like, yo, I know at very least I love doing this. I know I'm kind of meant to do this. Let the chips fall, but understand if you're waking up in the morning, there's a reason life has for you. Keep trusting that and keep doing whatever you feel is what you're supposed to do because that feeling is in your heart for a reason. And, and just value the now, value the now because it's all you really have. I'm somebody who has felt large applause from people. I'm somebody who's felt large support from other people. And all that stuff is cool, but it will never be able to top self-love. And so my biggest message to anybody out there is to really love the moment you're in right now. Love what you have right now. Love yourself. Look in that mirror and truly love yourself because I don't care how much fame you have, how many likes you get on Instagram, any of that stuff. It's never going to feel better than just being there for yourself. So my message and my last thing is just, just love yourself. It's the best form of love.
Yeah, you can't expect anybody to love you if you don't love yourself.
For
I
sure.
mean, and it's very true. Anybody out there, you are here for a purpose. You have a reason to be for being on this earth. To ever feel like you don't have, that you're not necessary. You're not special. Again, like I said before, everybody's special. I think, man, everybody needs to hear this. You have a purpose. You are here for a reason. You have ambition. You're going to be successful. You're going to do big things. Always, I just think that sometimes somebody just needs to hear that to make their day. Right. And so that's my last message to everybody, but thank you, Jamar, for
Sure.
coming on the podcast tonight, man, talking some good stuff with us here on Pursuing Excellence. And we always love talking to you, man. Wish you the best of luck moving forward. And, definitely will be talking to you soon.
For sure, bro. Appreciate the opportunity. For
Of
sure.
course, man. Of course. Thank you.